Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. This is an interesting topic. You had Shaquille O'Neal on a podcast. Podcast is Off the Record, and he basically goes up there, voices his concerns, how he feels about this issue regarding RGIII, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese stemming from last season, and all the things that took place then, which was widely covered through media, on ESPN, everything, right? And you see how that spilled over into the public arena, and everyone was having a conversation about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, who's better. And even going back further than that, in college, you had Caitlin Clark, which also this has been widely covered on media. Big thing about the WNBA. I think even LeBron James is talking about it, how Caitlin Clark is bringing eyes, bringing viewers, bringing money, in turn popularizing the sport, WNBA organization altogether. And this also led to conversations, again, talking about Caitlin Clark's three ball that she had in college. Definitely broke some records. And moving into the WNBA, recently broke some records last season. Angel Reese also too broke records. I think it was somewhat of a triple-double. And this conversation has been going on for some time now. Who's the better player? How does this translate to championships? And in college, if my memory serves me correct, Angel Reese beat Caitlin Clark out of a championship. And I believe in college, Angel Reese was like, out of the two, Angel Reese was like the most winning, right? In regards to championships. Right, her record was the winning record. And this continues the conversation, right, going into the professional WNBA. And you have people talking about this, and everybody has their take on it. I got the video clip. I'm going to play the video clip for you guys here in just a second. But Angel Reese attended LSU, right? And Shaq, he also played basketball at LSU, so he's standing up for Angel Reese, particularly for attending the same university as he. So, which is understandable, and he does that. He always gives back, and it's a head nod. You have to kind of give a head nod. A lot of those things just like kind of go on, or just don't go. It goes unnoticed or not respected. People used to show respect, admiration for individuals like Shaq, just like the head nod that he did with his shoe, how. And Starbury, I think he may have tried to do something similar to that with his shoe, and it was cheaper than Jordan in comparison to Jordan, right? And like just kind of what that meant. And he's done a lot, and he's being a face and always giving back. And I think he had some type of event engagement with the UFC, and just him just being there and having that voice. And of course, like, I may not agree with Shaquille O'Neal on every topic regarding sports, which everybody is very opinionated and everybody has their own opinion, so I can agree to that. But for the most part, you would probably agree with Shaquille O'Neal on some of his points, his talking points. But you know, I say that too because, you know, Shaq was very dominant, you know, just speaking, because that's always a talking point. You know, you have people with certain opinions on sports and they maybe didn't play the sport to the highest level that the individual did, or as good as someone on an opposing side, or didn't play it at all, but it just has like a healthy, strong opinion on the topic. Okay. Which I can agree, you know, hey, you know, some people, maybe they weren't, you know, maybe they didn't participate, maybe they weren't proficient in the sport, but they watch it, you know, they can have an opinion, they can formulate their own opinion on it. And I don't want to make this video too long. Again, got the video on my plate for you really quickly. But, you know, just looking at Shaq and looking at, you know, what he put together and how, you know, what he did for the sport of basketball, for the NBA, he could have chosen any endeavor to go into, right? And he would have been very proficient in it, right? Any endeavor that he chose. Just looking at him, because, you know, I think he had some engagement with the UFC. Just think about Shaq in the UFC or Shaq in boxing. And, you know, you have some people that may be hard for them to conceptualize that or see that, and like maybe this won't translate over. You look at Dwight Howard and, you know, some of these, just look at some of the plays that, you know, he was in, that he made. This guy's like an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Just look, you know, some of the elbows that, and just the weight and his presence commanded right on the court, you know, and just have that same confidence translated over to a sport like, you know, professional boxing or the UFC. People would be ready to give up. People would be quitting on that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and I've always said this too, you know, look at that translated into something else. Maybe you won't, maybe you don't major in a professional sports athletics. Maybe you say, you know what, I'll do government. And I've always said, you know, maybe, hey, you know, I've always said that too. Even, you know, I've always said that, right? And I'll leave it there. But you're looking at an individual that could be proficient in anything he does, right? And let me just play this clip for you guys. This is kind of what he said.
Speaking of man, RGIII, tweet another monkey post about my girl Reese. I'm punching your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. Like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates her. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. Because she's not going to respond, because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools, because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's y'all category. Stay out of them people's category. Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. If he hates her, so what? Mind your business. Like, I don't mind you doing your job as anyone, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face.
So, of course, yes, after listening to Shaq, I would probably be more in agreement, and he's come around. Everyone in media has a point or a heel that they're trying to stake their claim on, and basically that's their claim to fame. And I probably won't, like I said, I probably won't agree with everything Shaq has said, but more so probably I would. But I would definitely have to like look at some old clips or something that he said for it to just come to mind. Okay. And then you're just looking to disagree with somebody, doing that. Okay. But I'll say this, and I'll try to make it quick here because this video is getting a little bit long. What RG3, he's a good guy, a good player. Was very good in college. I think, same likes of him, Geno Smith, Lamar Jackson, running quarterbacks, can pass the ball as well. Really good quarterbacks, and I think Lamar ended up winning the Heisman. But all of them was very good in college and had professional careers. But I think RG3 career was kind of it was a knee injury that ended up taking place with RG3, and I think he would have had a longer professional career if not that knee injury. And I think that's pretty much what sprung him into his broadcasting career, which he excelled at that. Guy has a head on his shoulders, right? And to be ordered to switch feels like that and then be good. I didn't see any drop off, even though there's going to be critics. Okay, yes, there's critics, but so lastly, RG3 makes a statement, also some tweets, and I'll post them up for you guys to check them out. He's making some claims in there in a statement. Not too sure how true this is, mainly because I didn't follow this that closely. This is really an overview. And he makes some tweets here, and you saw in the video, I mean, you guys, I have it up there for you so you guys can check it out. But you see in the video the stance that Shaquille O'Neal is taking is basically like that, he's in opposition of this. He's saying the claims that RG3 is making is like basically claims of his own, and like he was coming after Angela Reese in the media. So, which if you just like kept an ear to it, kind of the saga that was going on, you saw that kind of sort of that what was taking place. And RG3 did say that Angel Reese hated Caitlin Clark, but it's almost one of those things where like that's what I was talking about, where like when you have some broadcasters try to, or some talking heads in the media try to just make things up at some point in time, and it's just like, you're getting away from the game of basketball. I felt like that statement was doing. And I mean, again, you just kind of keep an ear for some of that stuff, and highlights, you watch clips, and like I say, RG3 is not a bad guy. I think on this one, he may have got it wrong, just me looking at it, but again, I don't wish, I wish the best for him. Has an awesome family. I hope, everything works out for him. And You know, and I'll just say this lastly, because I don't want to get too deep on it, but that's really one of the things that has taken off in broadcasting, where people can, you see it, people just, they get on there and they say anything, and they get paid large lump sums of money to do it. It is it is bananas. It is ridiculous. And they do it every morning. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. And I think that's one thing that's like ESPN has like gotten away from. You know, it used to be like the big highlights, and it used to be kind of like, you know, people praising, you know, athleticism of certain players, you know, sports science and all that. Now it's just become like degrading players, and like people just saying how stupid this person is, or how, you know, dumb this person is. And, you know, I mean, you know, I understand there may be a handful of situations where you're like, okay, this is a bonehead play, and you gotta, it's a bone, and the guy will even look at it and be like, yeah, that kind of was a bonehead play. Hey, you know, I gotta kind of be honest on that. But it has just gotten away to where it's like, this is all that you see 24/7. It's just people going, and it's like, is this what sports is about? It's ridiculous. But that's what I got for you guys. I'm gonna wrap it right there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. All the new viewers, subscribe, lock me in, put me in your rotation, get that notification, and I appreciate you guys. Returning viewers, highly appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, share the video. Ciao.